YouTube's getting started over on that side, so we do double live stream on Sunday nights. Sunday Night Live tonight, we would have
Sunday. Well,
let's just go right to it. We're probably the best guest of all the time. Well, I think Jasmine would definitely be considered the best guest.
Yeah.
I got you on that one.
She's so sweet and quiet, and oh my God.
So we have this beautiful girl, Jasmine, who is awesome and takes care of our dear friend Jeff
Landay.
And we have him back here. We're going to get to a lot of the stuff he has to update. Jeff, if you haven't watched it yet, he was on our show. The show is there. It wasn't live, obviously. We edited it for the safety of the adults, so all you kids can watch it, no problem. That show was awesome. It's about just under 20 minutes of amazing.
Yes.
And it's the most watched show we've had.
Yes.
And from that, a lot of things have happened for Jeff and are in the process. So because of all of that, we wanted to invite him on to discuss that. Also, we just have fun on Sunday nights. So we're going to talk about a lot of nonsense tonight. So if you hang out with us, thank you.
Yes.
If you don't, we understand. So
we are a lot of nonsense.
We pretty much are. We really are. But we wanted to do a couple really cool things tonight. Change it up than what we've been doing, actually. We're not having a this or that tonight. So anybody wants
It's not like this and like that.
We have a different little thing we're doing tonight. And, there's some good stuff. So we're going to start with, there's some big news that happened for us this morning. He couldn't sleep last night because of it.
Nope.
Our channel, officially,
1,000.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Thank you guys so much.
Our channel's officially we applied. We applied to be monetized. And what that does is allows us to go out to, when we monetize and you watch and you see the ads on our YouTube, what happens is that we will get a little bit of money, maybe like $5, $10. It will afford us to give a little bit of therapy for Chris.
I need a lot of it. Just look at me.
Actually, what we want to do is, it has nothing really to do with us. We want to give a lot of it back to our community and going out and talking to business and all that kind of stuff. So we really want the people to watch this because of the amazing people that we do interview and we give back to. Also, the businesses around us that we want to share. And we'll get into the next one we have coming up soon. So that's what monetizing means to us. Yeah. But it takes it a whole nother level. Yes. It also means we can go live mobile on YouTube, which is amazing. We could go to an event and be there live and share with you what's going on and say, you know what, you probably want to get down because of what's, besides the fact that we're there.
Go to a restaurant.
Yeah, we're going to go into that.
Oh, yes.
So, thank you for joining us. I know we have a lot of people. We always see the amount of people that participate and view. A lot of people see us after we've actually been live, which is great. Thank you for watching.
Yes. Thank you guys. We appreciate you.
There's a lot of stuff that's happened since last Sunday.
Oh my God, yeah.
The studio's done. We don't have anything on the walls.
Not yet. Semi-done. It's 99%. Yes, it's warm.
It's warm in here. A little bit of an echo. We're going to have to kind of work on that.
I'm not being echoed in the dinner system.
No, that's true.
That's right.
So we'll get some stuff on the walls. There's some stuff behind the scenes that becomes like a desk for super producer, some storage areas. It's also going to be a studio for my daughter. She wants to play her piano and her music and teach lessons in here. So a lot of cool stuff going on inside of studio.
Oh, yes.
So let's talk about some of the shows we've done that they may have missed that they want to see. So let's kind of go down there. First of all, go see, which was a month ago, Corporal Jeff Landay, who is
the very first. That was
February 1st.
Yep.
That's 3 Purple Heart recipient. It's the award you don't want to win.
Nope.
But the story is absolutely amazing, and it's reverbed a long way. We're going to get back to some of that. Then we went on a tangent of a lot of little stuff. Craig Schmick.
Oh,
that show was amazing. Local kid, lost 150 pounds. And by doing that, he actually started to pitch really good again and got into a lot of really being able to play some great baseball. And now he's at Minot State pitching right now as we speak. So go watch that as well. Past the Dutchie on the left-hand side was awesome.
Oh, Musical Youth.
Go check that out.
Oh my God, we laughed so hard. You guys are gentlemen, and
oh gosh,
you guys have no idea what the Dutchie is. Let me tell you.
And why do you pass it on the left-hand side? We found that out.
Yeah, we did.
So he's coming out to
and let us know what you think of that.
So getting into that position where we're actually a validated or verified channel, he's invited us to LA when he goes into a recording studio. He's actually worked with Stevie Wonder, and that's all starting to happen again. So he's coming out. We've been invited down and allows us to do a mobile live in studio.
Yes.
So that's some of the things that we've been really excited about that's coming here. The next thing here, I just encourage you, some of these other ones you want to watch. There was a friend of mine, he's American, who started a school in Kenya for girls.
Wow.
And I want to update you a couple things. First of all, you can help fundraise for that. If you're interested in fundraising, contact us, send us a message. I'm doing $25 a month in honor of what at Placer. So anything that we get from here helps support this girl who wasn't funded and she got invited in the last minute. She's not funded. So they're raising funds to pay for her tuition right now.
Wow.
These are impoverished girls in Kenya who normally at 11, 12 years old are married off with kids and don't end up having a life.
And something you guys may not understand is after the 8th grade, they have to pay for school.
Yes.
Okay. So therefore, that's why it's all scholarship at Daraja. They do every child, every girl that goes to school there.
Yeah.
They are scholarship.
Huge. And so watching that also helps support that as well to help benefit, because we're helping reach out and benefiting to her. And she actually just sent us a letter, and which I'm going to share with them later tonight on the show. And I'm getting a lot of, so we're going to get letters a couple times a year.
Are you going to make me cry?
I do that for you, don't I? Every once in a while, I get you. I know. Then, well, the one shot Gary Jones.
Yes.
Local photographer.
Gary!
He does cover Rocklin. It's great. He's amazing. He's always been on the sidelines. There's a couple other photographers I want to say out on our live one, which we'll get to you guys. We definitely want to interview them.
Yes.
First of all, Lenny's Pictures covers a lot of Roseville and Rocklin as well, and they're fantastic. And then also Paul Hatton of Lincoln High School is the dad who is just so incredible at Lincoln High School.
Oh, cool.
So there's just some amazing dads in the area that started these little side photography things that help many people. We started with Gary, and then we're going to get around to some of these people that just give so much of themselves to the community. And we love to share, we call them heroes too, because they're able to provide something for these kids and these families that a lot of people don't get. Gary is a Max Preps photographer, though.
Yes, you go to Max Preps and you see everything that's from this area that says winning shot. That's Gary.
That is Gary Jones.
And he takes some phenomenal.
Our last show that posted is an award-winning author, Indeed New.
Yes.
And he's out of San Jose. And actually, I grew up with him. Basically, our families were close. He's such a fun guy. He's an award-winning author, and he just got the bug to do it. He's actually dyslexic. So to think that an award-winning author is dyslexic, and it's incredible, and it was an amazing thing to talk to him as somebody who's done what he's done in his life and is continuing to do.
Oh, yes.
So watch that show as well. Coming up, let's talk about what's coming up.
Oh, yes.
So coming up on Tuesday, which we didn't get to promote it yet, so I'll get a promotion up tomorrow. The first one is going to be Bree Cowgill, and Bree was on the very first live show. She started the whole thing with us. She has a band, Beauty's Betrayal.
And did you know that they released a new song yesterday?
They released a new song yesterday.
It's freaking sick.
So Beauty's Betrayal, awesome.
Yes.
This girl, she's the only person in the world.
It's just our miracle.
So Bree is the only person in the world that has her disease. It's called Bree's disease.
Yep.
And so the inner organs and skin inside of her are kind of like leather, and they're tight. And so she actually can't take a deep breath, and she can sing the phone book. And it's amazing.
My God!
The girl when there were phone books, I'll just say dictionary or something like that. Does the Bible? I mean, she could do whatever. She can sing, and she's starting to come out of like talking about her disease and things like that more. She's opening up more. And I was just really thankful that she came back on and had a conversation with us. Unbelievable young woman.
She was great. She was hysterical.
Oh,
too.
she's hilarious.
Oh my God.
Somebody you want to follow for sure.
Yes.
Then we have Thursday, we have Sarah K. Grace. I'm upset because I didn't get to be on that.
I know.
Sarah is a friend of Chris's over here, and she's amazing.
Well, where do I start? Let's just make it real simple. She is an author, not an Arthur, an author.
Yeah.
And her book, Journey into Grace, is her story up to when she started being a paramedic, basically. And you want to talk about an unbelievable story. And not only is she an author, but she's a holistic healer and a psychic. You know, just a few things, have some fun.
Couple things.
Yeah.
So they have some stories that I got to hear as he was doing some edits on that were, whoa.
Yeah.
Get ready for that one because, whoa, that's amazing. Then after that, we got Sheila Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh, Sheila.
Right?
Yes.
Oh, no, before that.
Randy.
No, Randy's first. Fast Pitch Media.
Fast Pitch Media,
Oh,
Randy.
my God, Randy.
Oh, my God. Randy.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
What he does for baseball and softball players,
Oh,
wait for
nobody
that one.
can beat it.
That'll be a week from Tuesday.
Yes.
Then we have Sheila Kennedy.
Yeah.
And that one is Big Brother.
Big Brother 9,
She's
folks.
a Big
Check her
Brother
out.
contestant.
Look her up.
She's an actress. She
Yep.
was in a lot of little movies.
A model.
A model. She was a lead in called Elle, I think it was
Yes.
a movie. We'll call her model. She graced 4 magazine covers and was 1983 Penthouse Pet of the Year.
Yes, she was, folks.
And in fact, she's so amazing. She has so much to give that we only got about 15 words in.
Yeah, her stories are so unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
And it was great because we both sat there like this. Ooh.
And you know what? She was holding back.
Yeah.
Because the story she has, like she could do tell-all day. She's got a book coming.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing a whole tell-all with some funny British reporters coming out, I think, next week. There's a lot going on with her as well.
I can't wait to talk to her.
Oh, so
I'm sorry. I might not.
then, I think that's it. No. So then we're filming this week.
Yes, we are.
So we've got a couple that are awesome. Bagel and Bean. If you're around in this area and you
yeah.
haven't been to Bagel and Bean, woo! We'll be there on
too.
Tuesday. We already went there and had some of that, and it is amazing.
It's
Can't wait.
unbelievable.
And then Tuesday night we're filming. A female comedian is
Yes.
she's awesome, and she just headlined a show with. She was not headline, but she opened for Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live. That's awesome. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there is.
What else happening, man?
Yeah, we're having some fun.
Oh my gosh.
And we got
talking about that, Andy. 15, number 15. You know, this year being a good one for everybody else, not just myself.
I like it. And then wait a minute. You guys remember this guy, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Landay. We're gonna get to him in just a second. But what we got to talk about is our friends in the Foodies of Rocklin and
Yeah, let's go right into Foodies.
All right.
We had a little contest.
25 restaurants.
Yep.
Were brought in from folks.
People were suggesting, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
25 restaurants. So you definitely had a great variation. The big thing was it was mom and pops. Okay. And they were all mom and pops, which I loved, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So the voting was so close that I had to do a couple of honorable mentions. So here we go.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. So we have Catherine's Beer Garden in Rocklin. I'm looking forward to that place. I'm not sure if it's 1227 or Q1227. Hey, great job. Honorable mention. They were tied, by the way. Number 5 was the Pink Martini. Gotta have a pink martini when we go, right?
Yeah.
Oh, amen. Number 4, Wally's in Rocklin.
Okay.
Wally's. Have you been to Wally's?
I haven't been to Wally's. So these are things that we're gonna visit this. These are places we want to go and interview and talk about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go in and say hi. Hopefully we can get interviews with these folks. I'm really looking forward to talking to these people.
Yeah.
And this one is actually kind of cool. Dominic's Italian Deli. You want to talk about moms and pops?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. That place.
Oh yes.
Awesome.
Now, the big one. These guys kept going back and forth. back and forth, back and forth.
Oh, we got a little battle with the top.
Oh yeah, the top two. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Second place, Granite Rock Grill.
Oh.
So
Wow, and I thought they were leading the whole time.
they were leading, and then these guys came in and they just exploded. Not exploded completely and totally past them, but boom! Wow! At the end there, it was pretty awesome. So Barn Burner,
Really?
are you ready for us to come and see you?
That's right. We're coming to the Barn Burner.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I think we got to hit both the top two up right away because I think they both
Amen.
were amazing. That's got to happen as soon as we.
Yes, ASAP.
Absolutely. And we want you guys to join us. We should have a
Yeah.
good party at this place. I think one of the reasons why we want to do this and talk about restaurants is we want to help the local businesses, right?
Yes.
So show up with us. We'll let you know when we're going down there.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
without us. Go to these
Tell them you
places.
saw them on our show.
Absolutely.
Or
That's
you
what
saw
we're
it on our post.
Take care of these local business owners.
And
They're fantastic.
For some of you folks that are watching a little bit later, I'm Chris. That's Rob.
Yeah.
Over there, that's Jasmine.
Yeah.
That's Jeff.
Yeah.
And super producer Double E is back there.
Yeah.
She doesn't, she says we take too much of the camera up, so there's no room for her.
Here for emotional support.
Yes, exactly.
There's another. I got a couple more shout outs to do really quick. First of all, we were at Denaios today.
Mm-hmm.
There's a friend of mine that comes all the way from the Bay Area. I went to high school with her, Heather, and she supports us.
Nice.
So
It was nice to meet you, Heather.
She's there every weekend. She actually makes these awesome sauteed onions. She's got barbecue sauces. She's got jams. She's got she's got a lot of stuff. Some hot sauces and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
You can check her out all the way out towards the food court. She's out there by where the farmer's market is. She's in that kind of section. There's a Kettle Corn guy near her.
Kettle Corn.
There's a spice lady over there.
I got the Boston Kettle Corn. In other words, my wife. And she loves kettle corn. And I'll tell you what, I had a little sniff because I didn't want to open it until she got home because it would be gone. Oh my God.
Yeah.
My mouth started watering.
So good. So that place is awesome. I got veggies and fruit like
the Haytales.
Such a good deal. Such a good day and just a great place to go. So big shout out to Denaios. We'll probably be out there quite a bit. We love going there on Sunday mornings and making things happen there. And there's a lot of really cool businesses around there. So, those are people out there doing, trying to create things happening as well. So next thing I want to talk about is tomorrow we have a really cool holiday. And it actually is a holiday that is very dear to somebody we care about. Super producer. She has no idea what we're talking about. But it's because it's where she's from. And tomorrow is National Organ Day.
Oh,
look at that smile. If you could see the smile right now.
It's huge. This room isn't big enough to contain it.
Oh my God. But it's National Organ Day. And so it's actually in 2017, they started celebrating the states when they came into the statehood of each each day. And so Oregon joined the states in March 8th of 1859, which I ended up finding out was Valentine's Day back then. It was
really
March 8th, not February 14th.
That would be a good question.
Yeah.
A good fun fact.
So tomorrow, happy Valentine's Day to our super producer for the National Organ Day. She's really happy that we did this. And they were the 33rd state to join. There's a whole bunch of other ones. National Barbie Day, National Crab Meat Day, National Peanut Cluster Day. And
yesterday was 3-5.
3-5.
They're retiring 5th Marines.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
For the guys who are not from 3-5, no.
Yeah, the other one that's coming up on because we won't be able to talk about this is Tuesday, which is the day for me. It's probably my holiday. It's actually National Meatball Day.
Oh yeah,
I love the meatballs. I gotta tell you, yeah, there's some meatball things that we were talking about at Denaios today. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. So that's the little national holidays today. Because we're live, I will talk about what today's holiday is. It's National Be Heard today. So he's being heard. He's being heard.
I'm being heard.
Well, double E.
Jasmine's being heard. Jasmine's out cold.
Yeah.
We bored her to death.
So we have just talked.
Yes.
The first thing I want to talk about, let's get back into Jeff here. Okay. First thing, we were going to try and do something amazing tonight.
Yes, we were.
Create a reunion from the 3-5 with David Reister. He had to go to work. We were going to try and have him in studio, have to see each other again. David was there when the incident happened.
Reister was actually sitting right by, actually, the truck behind him.
So he's in the truck behind him as he was watching. He told me, we had a conversation in private. He's like, I watched this truck fly in the air. I watched it land, and I watched him drive it out of the zone, putting it into the safe area. So he was going to be a great account for it. The guy wants to be a part of it. Maybe we'll do a reunion in the future.
Oh, yeah.
But I just want to thank for him for even wanting to be a part of it. He did say if he can, going to try and check in here. He's also going to try and call in if he can. If he can't, I get it. But so wanted to shout out to David as well. Another one of our heroes. We call you guys heroes. And you say it's weird, but to us it is. So
like I said, with him, he would remember and confirm all the stuff I was talking about with that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's David.
He was definitely a lot of confirmation as he was on the phone. He drove the truck right behind.
Yeah.
So he was about 30 feet behind.
Wow. Amazing. So that's to David. So back up. So we had a show, 447 views, and counting, because we're seeing people pop in every day.
Oh yeah,
we're seeing more and more ads.
It's pretty cool, actually.
It's a great story. It's going to get bigger. And
with the right support, your colleague Michelle, she's helped me a lot. A lot of people don't know this yet, but I've written a book, actually about 15 chapters.
Yeah,
and she's going to be helping me. Actually editing the way I word, because the way I word things, I was telling you earlier. The military terminology is not necessarily easily accepted by civilians.
So you have to have it translated, right?
It's got to be a little easier to understand it.
Yeah.
Especially half the acronyms we say are not necessarily going to be understood regardless. I say certain words, it's kind of okay, what does that mean? It's when you understand what this now, this certain acronym comes out and you think, oh, that's what you see in an acronym form. It's not very friendly.
Right.
But I give it to her the freedom that any freedom she wants with the terminology. And a good amount of advertisement and printed books.
Oh, cool.
Format, both ebooks and actual hard copies.
So there's going to be a book. So basically what happened after the show, Jeff sent me a copy and I sent it on to Chris and Erica. And we read it and wow. And I went to somebody I just thought was amazing. It's an incredible PR and editor and marketer, Michelle Smith PR. She's out of Toronto Hills, and she's done work with like Marvel and just amazing stuff. So I went to her and I said, hey, I got this guy that you want to check out. Can I send his book over? And I sent it over, and she immediately said, thank you. I really want to talk to and work with this guy. So she doesn't take anybody on. This is a big one. So the fact that her and Jeff are hitting it off and doing well, I'm really excited. So you're going to see a lot. There's going to be a book. Her PR is so big that you're just going to see him on things that just are not what up. You were talking about legitimate people.
Yeah.
Besides what up,
real legit.
Should be there.
Very lucky with when she responded when you guys emailed her. Within 3 or 4 days, I got a response from her asking me to work on the book right away.
Yeah.
And not just that, but the correlations that different companies she wants me to speak with after the book is printed too, just for getting the foot in the door.
Absolutely.
Not really doing the book justice by just saying wow.
Right?
It got me speechless again.
I know.
It's that good. It got me speechless. Go figure, right?
It's true.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So he's working on it more. There's more work to be done. I know there's going to be some editing. I know there's a lot to be done. Another thing you mentioned to me is you're going fishing with somebody soon.
For those who listen to Country or Country in the Morning, Pat and Tom. Tom, he's going to take me out fishing actually on the 20th.
Nice.
So I've talked to them prior to. They one of those guys that did I don't know if you guys remember speaking about the country singer. He did a show for me after I got hit when I got back from Fallujah.
Yeah.
When we came back from Germany, I was up here in 2007. They did a country show for me, and since then they just kept with me. And I'm just talking how I've been doing.
That is awesome.
The surgeries I've had, the seizures I've had. I showed up at their office a few times, and possibly I think it was Tom. He said, "Yeah, you have a great voice for the radio," because apparently my voice is deep enough for it.
Yeah.
So I became one of those creepy old guys on the radio at the same time. And to be facetious on the radio, I can get away with more that way too.
Yeah.
But Tom, he'll take out some of the wounded vets fishing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Just for a quick vacation, just for
Get out and chill.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Tom, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have a
That's
conversation.
so cool.
Try to fish some fish.
Yeah.
Probably
So-
won't take this with it.
Again, if you haven't seen the
Yeah.
story or what's going on, or just maybe the first time you've seen what's going, you want to watch it. So just because we got to let them know if they're new.
Yeah.
Jeff was in Fallujah. He was driving a truck, very heavy armored truck.
Yes.
It got hit by an IED, or he drove over one, or whatever you want to say it.
The guy had a hand. He was about a few inches away from my tire. But
Stacked 5 bombs on top of each other. Blew this
it's a 2.4
Humvee.
ton vehicle lifted in the air about 35 feet.
35 feet in the air, came back and landed. He drove it out. He sustained some pretty good injuries, to be nice about it.
Yeah. So, do you mind if I point out? Are you okay with that? So, you see this scar right here, folks? You see this part of his head going that way? That wasn't there. That was gone.
Yeah.
It's all this is right here is all prosthetic, completely plastic.
And he's got a little.
You can push the pump.
I'm not pushing the pump. I'm gonna be nice this time. He's got a pump in there to drain the fluid. There we go.
Yeah.
He's a Reebok.
I'm bionic.
Yes,
Yes.
that too.
And so there's a tube that goes down into your
To my stomach.
stomach, and that helps keep it inflated.
There's human anatomy is built up by like 80% of water.
Yeah.
So, and especially with water, the brain stuff's got to have a lot of blood. Most of it's going to be water itself, but if you have a lot of hole, a pocket, it's going to, pressure in one spot.
Right.
Without the shunt, actually, because I'm missing some brain tissue, fluid would catch up right here in the plastic and flatten the brain on the other side. Wow. Kill me.
Yeah.
So what it does, it goes through, as you see through the side of my
Yeah.
skull here, across my clavicle right here.
Yeah.
So you can feel it, and then you're afraid it stops.
No, okay. I'm the one that's not afraid of doing that stuff. Trust me. And in this whole group, I'm definitely the one that's not afraid to do stuff.
But on here, that you were, and you go in there, we don't want to tell the whole story, but the fact that he had to learn the English language again, the whole process. They were saying he couldn't do things. This guy.
Well, I love it too. In their defense, I couldn't speak English whatsoever. I woke up because I'm missing some brain tissue here. The very few words I could say were either backwards, a name or two, or some sort of swear.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a Marine, so keep it simple.
So wait a minute. So what you're saying is you remembered all the swear words and couldn't remember anything else.
Yeah. That
Really?
Sounds about right. I like it. I like it.
I walked into the bathroom and I had staples on my forehead to about right here to my ear. And that's why I can't have so much facial hair, cover up this much facial hair, scars, and all that stuff these days. But I didn't know what's going on. I have a tattoo on my left shoulder here, which covered up scar tissue on my left shoulder again because I was tired of getting the stare.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what happened? And I didn't really handle what happens in combat. And I had staples in my stomach going just below the rib cage, all the way down to my bladder, basically, because they had taken on my spleen, had my liver, my kidneys. My hip bone is actually in my jaw. And they told me that just because of the damage I took to the brain, I probably was going to have some extreme limitations. One of which I was going to have some limitation physically because I'm missing internal organs, I'm missing half my jaw, shrapnel on my shoulder, and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
And shrapnel on the brain.
Right.
It's one of those that you're also going to probably have some limits on being able to speak English ever again, just because you were in a coma for so long. The damage to your brain was so traumatic, you probably won't come back. Not realizing that the brain's still developing to the age of 25. Luckily, I was the age of 19. So it was the biggest things that helped. Plus, I was told that I wasn't allowed to do something, or I wasn't going to, just because as soon as anybody tells me I can't do something, I'm going to make sure I prove them wrong.
Yeah.
He's a certified
Trainer. He's a
trainer.
personal trainer.
Thank you. That's what I was.
I did put fill in the work for you, but
I can't talk.
I don't know what Chris is certified in, but this guy's
Not being able to talk tonight.
I have 2 different college degrees now, working on 3rd.
Yes. So there you go. I mean, go watch the show.
Yeah.
Like, you'll learn all of this stuff
Oh
in
my
more
God.
details.
And you want to laugh at a bunch of
Oh my
stuff and almost cry at a bunch of stuff. It's a great
We
show.
sat there just in awe.
Oh, yes.
So many times we just looked across each other like, wow.
And in my defense, and in that interview, guys, you gave me a lot of credit and say this, that, and the other. You guys give me way too much credit for me. I love the imagery used on it, but again, in those imagery for the interview are going to be very shocking for anybody who sees that, just because
disclaimer.
hospitals, they are kind of oh my, he's missing something.
He is, and we did put that up there, but we also, we're trying to tell the story about how amazing this was, how it is, where it's going on, and where we're going with this. And so we're going to always be there for Jeff and support him in any way we can. It's why we're so thankful he'll come back and talk with us. So
it's again for me. I'd love to help you guys every time I can. It's
I
not
appreciate
necessarily
that.
education.
Yeah.
It's not just what happens in combat.
Well, we're hoping you'll come up with us and throw axes. So.
Yes. And so let's talk about Jasmine.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Jasmine is a service dog that's in training right now. I remember we were talking a little bit earlier. Is this your second or third dog? Second dog. You said he's trained, so it's kind of cool. And you talk about a lap dog. I mean, let me tell you, this has got to be the most relaxed lap dog I've ever seen. Well, she's also listening to me and falling asleep, so I'm putting her to sleep.
Pit bulls are so aggressive every time.
Yeah.
Well, so the first one you had was Layla.
Yes, sir.
And Layla is because he named them after names that he can reference to, right?
I couldn't name her at that point in time. I bought a house out in Citrus Heights about 11 years, 10 years ago. And my gauge on English was not necessarily that great still. I'm still horrible on names. My memory is still give or take. But there were certain things I could never forget. I'm sure there's certain things you can never forget as a child. Certain animals, they're traumatic situations. You hear something over and over and over again, being music. And your parents are always listen to the same music you don't ever want to listen to.
Right.
But you're going to hear it regardless. I went to the Sacramento panel when I bought the house, and this dog looked just like my dog when I was growing up. He was an American Bulldog Pit Bull mix when he was not necessarily an American Bulldog dog, but they hear Pit Bull and panic. But he was white and red, was that red-nosed Pit Bull. What was the name of her name? His name was Jake, but the one on the panel named Layla, just a Pit Bull just like him.
Yeah.
Reminded me of a song from Eric Clapton.
Yep.
I heard it from my mother multiple times. Growing up, she listened to my mother. It is one specific Buick. I can always remember it's a baby blue Buick. Eric Clapton's Layla before he was sober. I can remember that song so well and I saw that name was above her cage. So it was just kind of karma. It told me right away that I had to rescue that dog.
Yeah.
And because I was disabled in combat, I have that spiffy. I think it's good for 50 years, which is kind of weird. Kind of ironic because if I have a beard looking the same in 50 years, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay for it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just always the small benefits of it. Everybody gets intimidated by the breed.
Yeah.
They hear American Staffordshire, is what they call them now.
Is that what they're calling them now?
Yeah.
So Jasmine here is named
after the princess from Aladdin. Aladdin is one of those films I remember watching so many times.
and it's something you can remember.
Easy comes back to.
Yeah, Jasmine is sweet. Oh my goodness.
She's such a good puppy.
She's so good. So go watch that show.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of content up there. We have 40 shows up there. This one's number 41.
Yep.
So there's a lot going on our show. We're growing and building all the time. And again, we're thankful that Jeff came back and to tell you that there's a book coming officially.
Yeah, a book
And a lot more because the way Michelle goes, Michelle's going to have them all over the news.
She's attempting to, actually, she's told me a few times that local news and local companies to speak with said audiences.
Yes.
Just to share, as the book's one form, and this is what I'm going to do anyway, is actually the speaking more than just the reading part.
Oh, yeah, inspirational speaker.
You can digest it, but if you can read it from a person.
That's
So
what we're
you
at.
guys were giving me credit about the Purple Hearts, and I'll tell everybody, one Purple Heart, as I was telling them the first time, it's like, one Purple Heart, you're kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Two Purple Hearts, you're kind of strong. You're kind of strength type of, for lack of a better term, you're kind of a badass. Three Purple Hearts like myself, you're just showing off. You just
Show off.
Just go off, go home and relax.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough of that, all right? All right, let's get into this. Instead of this or that, we're going to go into some fun questions.
All right. There we go.
Right, so I just pulled this off the internet. So for fun things,
God.
and if you're watching, if there's anybody watching, I don't know if anybody's watching or anything, but you can join in. But let's start with the first one. What would you name your boat if you had one? Oh, deep questions, huh?
Wow.
That was so much easier.
Yeah, because you had
The floater.
Now think about how much you think two things at once. Not necessarily the boat, but what else? She's laughing. That's your fault for thinking that way too. And that's exactly why you do it.
That's awesome.
That's what my cat.
Have you caught on what the floater is besides the floater? Yeah. You're welcome. Now you're there. You're officially there now.
It goes along with my cat.
Is it a brown boat?
I was trying to I was trying to like let it go over.
It's like one of my cats. His name is Bud, and everybody instantly thinks the wrong thing. It's like, God, you're just that. No, it's the name of the cat. And that came from Passmore.
So now that it's the floater, is it a yacht, a dinghy, a sailboat?
I don't want to dinghy up my boat.
You don't want a little tiny floater?
That would be painful.
You want a big floater.
Yeah.
All right.
Normally.
Okay. I think super producer is losing it right now. I wish she was on.
Don't laugh! Don't do it! Not again!
She's constantly laughing or smiling. Her cheeks are gonna hurt
Oh
you.
my
Because
Numbers.
of the smile.
So what's yours?
I have no idea. I'm asking the questions.
Can you believe this guy?
It's like being a teacher. They don't text.
Do you have one?
Seriously.
Huh.
Wow.
That would take me a long time to think about.
Yeah.
But I love that he just jumped right into it with a floater. That's actually great.
Oh God.
Especially if it like was stinky behind you, like anybody came across
Steamy floater.
Oh.
Hey, floater, what are you doing?
It was a ship. It was a steamer. It was a steamer.
It's right.
The floater. So you're a steamy
It's
floater.
steamy floater.
You know, I would say something like wet dream or.
Oh,
I don't
she
think
would.
that would, you know, but that's the prototypical, you know.
Oh my God.
That's why you got to run the words.
Yeah.
Have fun with that way.
There we go.
Let's go with. I like this one. What's the most useless talent you have? Chirp.
Sporadic conversation.
Okay. It's sporadic conversation. Do you have a useless talent that's like?
I think we're looking at God. Well, I used to be an EMT and I'm not anymore, so I guess that's kind of useless now.
That's true.
Not true. Because it could be used as somebody having a seizure or has a
Right.
like that. So
You're
you're
right.
on your left ear has grand malls. So it is can be useful.
All right. I've been waiting for this one because I do have an answer to this. And I'll add to it. So what would be on the gag reel of your life or your most embarrassing moment?
Ooh.
I remember. This was an act. It was a model type of deal at high school. And we were, it was the middle age, 1400s type of deal. So we're wearing
Oh yeah.
baggies
Okay.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was on a stage for some sort of act. But instead of wearing just those nice pants they have, I was wearing a cup at the same time. And during this act, I had to lay down. So it looked like I had an erection the entire time. Plenty of attention for at least 5-10 minutes while I'm laying on stage. At the age of 13, 14 years old, you know what that attention. But you know everybody is staring on this side, that side, and that side, staring right there, the guy in the front under the white.
So you conquered.
Oh God, did I?
You got like it was? Oh, I'll tell you one. Well,
You go first. You go first.
So this is years ago, and I became really good friends with my high school coaches for football. So I'd be invited to like Christmas parties later and stuff, and I got married, and we got invited over to a Christmas party at one of my old coaches' houses, and Don Horgan, and we show up there, and I guess we figured it was really early. There was no cars out there yet. We were dressed to the nines for Christmas. We had presents in our hands. We were ready to go. And I go and push the doorbell as she says, "I think it's the wrong day. Ding dong." And they answer the door in their pajamas.
Little belated.
And what? You missed it.
It was the next day.
Oh.
So we go, "Hey, we were just in the neighborhood and we wanted to know if you needed help decorating today. We were just at a party."
Dressed to the nines.
God. Went inside, spent a good hour and a half hanging out with them. Went home, got in the car, and we're like, that's the most embarrassing thing we've ever done in our life. Still went to the party the next day. Because you can't just not show up the next day.
Oh, God.
But by far to this day, when I think about it, I cringe at how embarrassing that was. It's so bad.
So, I got a couple of them. One of them I kind of don't remember, so it's kind of what I was told.
Okay.
So we were in Mexico, and it was my first trip to Mexico. And I had a couple or 12 too many cocktails, or 13 too many. And I was apparently sitting at the table, dripping sweat profusely. And apparently my wife had to take me back to the hotel room. And as we're in the taxi driving, he hit some potholes and my head went bam, 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 bam. Did not break the window, which my wife doesn't understand. But I woke up the next morning. Oh my God, dang, my head hurts. And I just figured because I drank so much. And then I looked down and there's dried blood all over my head.
Oh, no.
So I guess I had cut myself. And then we go out the next morning and all my friends, there's like 15 or 20 of us there. They're dying. They're laughing, making fun of me. And at the time, I was probably the biggest drinker there. So I was Mr. Machismo. So yeah, got a little too far out of it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
It's a bit embarrassing other people in classes.
All right, here we go.
that was
Which
embarrassing.
fictional character would be the most exciting to meet in real life?
Ooh. Beast. From X-Men.
Where?
Beast from X-Men.
Beast from X-Men. Tell me why.
Intelligence.
Yes.
The intelligence of the beast, the behemoth, how large that man is always the intelligence he always had from a young age.
Yeah.
From 6, 7, 8, he was a doctor. So just the intelligence, not necessarily just the strength the man had physically, but the intelligence he had mentally as well. And when you look at these different characters, you look at X-Men, overall, you look at Wolverine, he goes claws, he was a die, you look at somebody like Gambit, yeah, he looks at girls, he throws cards. But somebody doesn't look at the intelligence it needs to actually beat somebody. So it's not necessarily just the physical part, but now how to beat them mentally on top as well.
Wow. That's so much deeper than I was going to go.
Mine's going to be a little bit,
Let's go.
you ready?
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
And not because he was the mass murderer cannibal dude, but it goes back to the intellect. I mean, just know what's going on in his mind, just to pick his brain. But just the genius, the intelligence, the manipulative, just not, I wouldn't say to learn from it, but just to try and understand what was going through his head if he was a real person.
Interesting. So mine's nowhere near any of that. The first thing that popped in my head. Now, there's a lot of them I would love to meet, but the first thing that popped in my head was animal.
Yes.
Right? Banging the drums. I mean, just crazy animal. I thought that would be really interesting to meet with an animal.
That would be.
I don't know why. It's the first one that popped in my head. I apologize. I don't even have a good answer for it.
The Swedish Chef.
Oh, my God.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And by the way, that stuff's on Disney Plus right now. All the Muppet Show. Every single one. You can go watch the Muppet Show right now.
We gotta go do that.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
Couple more.
because.
You have time for a couple more? All right. That's
I'm
weird.
right here. I'm not going anywhere.
If you had to change your name, what would your new name be, and why would you choose that name?
I already have 2 middle names too, so that's your names are gone.
Yeah, they're gone. You got one?
I'm not saying that. I'm going to find the other one. I don't remember.
Oh, you had a name before? Okay.
No, it was a joke, and you know. Anyway. Woo.
If you're Chris, I'm Rob, you're Jeff. What would you name yourself if you were to name yourself?
Sir Sir Baron von Rockenstein.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be big enough big guy.
I actually go because, and I did name myself this when I did the whole Catholic thing, and you have to pick a name and all that stuff. And I picked Olaf.
I like it.
And it was actually a shout out to my grandfather, who's from, his whole family in Norway, and 100% Norwegian, and he's the patron saint of Norway.
Really?
And so I had picked that way before the whole movie with the Frozen with Olaf. So I did not want to become a talking snowman, but Olaf was actually who I picked. And as the priest is coming down and saying, "What name do you pick?" and everybody's like Mark and Mike and whatever, Mary, and all that stuff going down there. And I pick Olaf, and he goes, "Olaf." Okay, Olaf. Like I stopped him in mid-sentence because nobody picks that.
Yeah.
And then afterward, he asked me about why, and I said it's patron saint of Norway, and I get to homage to my grandfather and stuff like that. So Olaf actually is kind of interesting, but that's what I would pick.
One of my great grandfathers was from Copenhagen.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right.
My grandfather's in Oregon. Eugene.
There you go.
She knows what that is, I'm sure. You sneeze at and Crescent City's there too. It's not a very nice place to be in. At all.
All right, I got one more question, and then I have a story for you guys before we end.
Here's a little story.
So the last one is, what is the craziest thing one of your teachers has done?
Yeah, no.
No, we won't go there. But what's one of the craziest things? I'll start. Okay. So we had this teacher named Miss Winnie, and she passed away from cancer many years ago. She was amazing, and it was in middle school. And I hated middle school. But this teacher in this class was amazing. She was an incredible teacher. And so Miss Winnie, somebody farted bad in the classroom. And she ran to her desk, grabbed matches, and lit the match walking around the room so that she could find out who actually farted.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yeah, and it flared up.
That's awesome.
Right next to me. And it wasn't me. It was the person behind me that had floated forward, so she knows it was in that area. But nobody would fess up, and I knew it was the person behind me.
Mr. Flatulence.
I take credit for good stuff.
We were talking about
Same here.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Jasmine, let me tell you.
So that's the crazy
She raised
thing
her paw earlier too.
with the teacher. Yeah. What do you got? You got anything from a teacher?
So we had Mr. Fosty.
Okay.
And he was a little eccentric in high school. He was the guy that did the the industrial stuff, the principles of technology, so on and so forth. And we brought in the PG&E guys to show us, the who, what's, when, where's, and how, and why electricity is so dangerous. Well, he accidentally touched something and didn't really get zapped, but got a little something, and the little hair that he had went like this and then came back down.
Oh my gosh.
But it was so funny. It was almost like he was trying not to do anything or say anything or make a big deal of it.
Then he got a tickle.
We all lost it.
He got a tickle.
And then after that was over, there was this fly that kept going up and down, up and down. So we were cracking up.
Oh my gosh. You got one?
I know. Yeah, I do, actually. It's not just one teacher that did something.
Yeah.
Embarrassed, but a dean as well. This was a college. I don't know if you guys remember, if anybody in this room has seen the film Full Metal Jacket.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And those short shorts that the Marine Corps works in 1660 something.
Yes.
That has not changed. They still
Really?
the silkies. And as soon as you finish Marine Corps boot camp, you are exceedingly comfortable with whatever you wear, especially the silkies. One of my classes I take in, one of the degrees I have is in sociology, so I take classes in psychology and sociology. And one of my teachers says for extra credit you wanted to do, you can do anything out of what society's called a normal thing. Now, leaving something that vague for somebody like me is a horrible choice. So what I did is I was wearing a bright, shirtless, bright white, so a yellow shirt and the silkies. Now, these silkies were shorter than they should have been for me. If I sneezed, things were going to be exposed. So I'm in the back of her class, when they're in all that yellow shirt, short shorts, and I have a pit bull next to me with Layla at that point in time, not Jasmine. And I was doing yoga in the back of the class, standing, bent over. You know, she sees pretty much everything. She was so extremely almost embarrassed as your producer here as she was earlier. She was smiling about us that hard to him, pointing at me, yes, Jeff, you're getting her extra credit at that point in time. I was like, ma'am, this is your fault. About 5 minutes later, I'm at the VA office because I'm going to entertain myself farther after the class because, you know, what else are you going to do? You know, the Army vets, Navy, Air Force are all, what are you doing? He said, well, why not? You can't get in trouble. Technically, I'm not exposed. So the dean comes up. He was a machine gunner from a helicopter. So he was a vet as well. And he was in the Marines. He didn't like what I was doing because he was also an officer. So he was, you can't do this. Like, so tell me what I'm doing wrong. Because nothing here is exposed by rules and regulations of this state and this country. My nipples and my, if you will, my genitalia are not being shown. So what's illegal here? Getting more irritated. Well, your dog can't be a service dog. Since when can you be overruled by the state of a pit bull being a service dog? Well, she's a. So you're not going to win the game.
Yeah. Nope.
I mean, I smile like I was, you know, for most of the interviews I do with you guys, the questions I get, I'm usually smiling. I don't like that, especially if you're wearing short shorts and a yellow t-shirt. Oh, yeah. Because it's getting to penalize you and a parking handicap, which irritates me more because they don't look as disabled. So it's a combination.
Hold on, time out. You don't look disabled.
Don't look as because I'm not missing a limb. I'm not missing a finger, a foot.
He's only missing, you know, half his head.
Not,
you know, go figure. They had to rebuild it. That's all. No big deal.
Just details.
Yeah. Semantics.
Oh, yeah. As long as having.
And the first handicap spot was created for a heart condition.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually true. How would you see that? So where that got changed?
You have to have X-ray eyes.
I guess so.
The general.
Back then they did, I guess, because it was black.
Allegedly. That's right.
You can see the bones. He was on TV. You see the bones.
Mm-hmm. The license on my car actually has a purple heart on it, so not everybody knows what that means.
Oh,
I've gone before and no PetSmart park handicap. Here, people go, oh my God, you can't park there. That's the stuff what it's for. A purple heart means what? The first thing that says is on the license plate says combat veteran.
Yeah.
If you can't read that from 5 minutes away, don't talk to the person. But again, generality.
So to finish off our night, which has been great.
Yes.
I love having guests.
I do too. This guy is so much fun.
So I had an embarrassing moment this week that super producer was a part of, and I ran to. So we went to take a dump run from the from the garage. We had a bunch of stuff to drop off at there, and I was sitting there. We're throwing stuff away, and I can't figure out my hat. Like where did my hat go? Where did my hat go? I couldn't figure it out. And I finally look in the dumpster, and there's my hat.
Yes.
And when you go to the things, you're up high, and you're throwing into these dumpsters that are at least 10 feet deep.
Oh yeah,
they're huge. And there's my hat, and I go, why is my hat thrown away? And super producer is like, it was in the back of the truck. So she threw away my hat.
That a girl.
Oh,
he's number one. He's number one.
Number one.
Oh, damn. Beauty of sign language.
Yes. So I sat there and debated for how long? It was a little while about what I was going to do. I was going to try and figure out if I could reach across. There was just no way. It was too far in. So she's like, you're not going to go get it. And I'm like, oh, no. And then finally I went for it. So I climbed over and she's like, I can't watch this. And I hopped into the dumpster. And there's stuff like halfway. Well, none of that's compacted. So as soon as I jump in, I sink to the bottom. And I'm like, oh. I grabbed my hat because that was number one. And it was just, thank you, I'm number one. Number one was my hat. And then I looked up and said, how am I getting out of here? And they have these little ripples on the side, on the inside, but it's not a place where you can grab on or put your foot on or anything like that. So I jumped and grabbed the edge. Now remember, I'm not little. I'm not this little guy.
You're not?
I grabbed the edge. I put my feet on the little ribbed edge, and my foot slipped immediately. And I go in panic mode. And the first thing in my head was, if I get stuck down here, because I don't have my cell phone, super producer's up there, she can't do anything for me. I'm going to have to ask for help, and they're going to have to lift my butt out of this dumpster. So the adrenaline kicks in, and I'm like, hell no. So I actually go and I lift myself, arm power only, chin myself, get my leg up, and pull myself out of the dumpster. Thank God I got myself out of there. But oh my gosh, she couldn't believe I did it. I've told my boss, I've told everybody, they think I'm nuts. They all told me they're mad at her for not filming it.
Oh God, yeah.
They're like, oh, we would have been here like this.
That would have
laughing.
been our next video because it would have taken him 30 minutes to get out. And oh my God, that would have been so good.
And my boss, he's like, oh yeah. I'd be like, hey, Howard, can you help me? And he'd be like, yeah, I'm helping. He would just film me. He says, I would have called the news, the helicopter had been there, the whole thing. They would have made fun of me. So thank God I made it out without embarrassing myself. Oh yeah. But holy cow. Man, I hurt a couple days later after that. So
Probably strained a muscle.
It's a little sore.
A little stronger than I thought it was, but that was a little crazy. So that was my week. So we're almost at an hour. So did we just
we are.
We're ready to shut this down, aren't we?
I think so.
We need like an end song, you know, like the Mickey Mouse Club used to have, you know. M-I-C-K-Y.
No, we better not go any further because there might be
copyright. Copyright. Anyway.
C to the O to the P to the Y. R-I-G-H-T. Yep. Anyway.
So thank you guys for watching or not watching or whatever. We have so much coming out. We have so much we've been doing.
Yes,
so much more to come. Now that we have a mobile set up, we may be out at festivals now. Wait
a minute, maybe we will be out at festivals.
I think we're going to try and do a live from. But can we let this? We talked about it last week. No, because we are going to do it.
I know.
We're already talking about it because we're going to do a live from Get Axed.
Yes, we are.
So he's all for it. He's got it set up.
We're in negotiations.
Set it up. No, it's all going through.
Yeah.
So we're going to be having a live from at Get Axed, which is awesome.
Oh God, yes.
And so we're just figuring all that. So here we go. Here we come.
Logistics.
What up's happening? Jeff's ready to have a book come out. I cannot wait for that to happen. And all the things that are coming for Jeff.
I think you guys are getting
that is going to be so cool.
And then hopefully we can get a reunion going. If maybe we could work it out where David comes up and does Get Axed. And you guys come out and we do a Get Axed show.
Do we do it live or do we do it taped?
I think we do.
David make it.
We might want to tape it.
Yeah, I think
so. We'll figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
ask you what you guys want us to do. But we're going to do a reunion. We're going to do Get Axed show. We're going to do a bunch of stuff. We're actually talking about bringing our lives to Get Axed.
Yeah.
So.
And don't forget, Barn Burner, Foodies.
Yeah, we're coming.
Boom, boom, boom. We're coming. When? We don't know yet. But we will figure out a way to get in contact with you.
I forgot to do this. I can't forget. I even said that I was going to do it, and I can't. I have to do it. So we did a little thing today. And I thought it was really big.
We did.
And so
I can't remember that far back.
Yeah, well,
Just details.
yeah. We wanted to put out there just, we put a little thing out that says honor a pet.
Oh yes.
Who's no longer with you, who you miss dearly, and what was her name? So I put mine down. Gus was my first pug.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best. Shayna was my first dog when I was a kid. I won her in a baseball home run hitting contest with Little League.
That's cool.
And then Pickles, which wasn't even my cat, but it was my sister's cat. When she went off to college and I ended up living back at home, she just slept in my room because I felt so bad that she was sleeping in the garage, and I'm allergic to cats. So I miss her too. So I wanted to give that. But what was cool in that whole thing that a lot of people actually did put names of people underneath that post. So we're going to give a big shout out to Gary Gillian, who wants to remember Ginger, Jan Fritz, Sparky and Elliot, Annette Swanson with Buddy, Christy Husky, which is Asha and Amanda. I'm loving some of these names too. I love people names with pets too.
Yeah. Rose.
Mary Margaret is Biscuit. Andrew Hamilton, and actually put a picture of Ruger.
Yes.
Who was a stud. In
Andy, what's up?
So that was really cool.
A little story about Andy. Sorry. Him and I went to high school together. He's a few years younger than I am. You talk about a great guy, great individual. Love that guy. I'd like to actually talk to him just because, get him on the show. He's doing some great things.
Yeah, we want to guess.
Yeah, we need Andy. We want you here.
Tom Kmetz? Is it Kmetz? It's
Yeah.
gotta be a friend.
This
This guy is so supportive of us.
Uncle Tom.
Oh my gosh, he watches posts, everything constantly for us.
He's from Michigan.
So Candy, Geisha, Nipper and Cuddles. Keely McLernan with Ruben, Jackie, Angel Bear. That just happened. So
we lost Angel Bear a few weeks ago.
Jake.
Yours is Jeff and Jake.
And then Jasmine.
Jasmine's sleeping. And then Miriam Mejia with Duchess. So those are the ones that we wanted to honor and thank, and that you were part of, mentioning that. And sometimes we just want to get back. It's good to remember those people that carried you through a lot of things in life. Super producer, could you share yours?
My pets?
Yes. The ones that you want to honor that have passed on.
Cosmo and Sophie.
Cosmo and Sophie. So if you heard her voice, that's the first time it's been on the show. No, she was on our very first show, believe it or not.
One was a crocodile,
and
the other was a.
It seems half the
Cosmo and Sophie. So we're honoring them as well today. So I want to thank you all. Anybody who's had a pet that's gone on, we're just honoring them today. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of What Up.
What Up,
Chris.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.
We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I gotta turn this off. Don't I?
Yeah,
Watch out.
yeah,
Small
yeah,
figure
yeah,
coming
yeah,
at
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Look out. Watch out. We're here. Oh!
Oh.